Hi everyone, I'm Ken Ham, CEO and founder of Answers in Genesis, the Creation Museum and the Ark Encounter. And we're here in the science lab, actually, of the Creation Museum. And with me is Dr. Rivera, and she is Director of Educational Programming for the Ark and the Creation Museum. We have all sorts of fun educational programs for kids and even adults as well at
Yes,
times.
we do.
And then we have Dr. Sneed, who is our curriculum, well, she heads up the curriculum writing and editing for the curricula that we produce for our homeschool, Christian school, and so on. So we're going to have a fun time today. You know what? They're going to fingerprint me. Now, you know I've already been fingerprinted. These hands are registered with the FBI. I mean...
Immigration?
Immigration, that's right. So, and hopefully this will be a better experience, because that was not a good experience. That was not a good experience. I think they believed in evolution because they just treated us like animals. So you're going to treat me as a human being today,
Yes.
right? That'll be a little different. We need to go and teach immigration how to do the fingerprinting. So we have some very special educational programs here at the Creation Museum and the Ark. I'm going to let you describe them. Just give a summary first of all. You can go to arkencounter.com, creationmuseum.org, look up the programming that they have there, the educational programs.
Yes.
There's a tab for that. And you can register your kids for these programs, which are fantastic and unique in the world. Nowhere else in the world offers these programs. Biblical worldview, and there's 5-day day camps. A day camp means you're here during the day.
Yes, they're not sleepover camps.
They're not sleepover camps,
Yes.
but there's 5-day day camps.
Yes.
3-day day camps.
Yes.
And the most popular is?
Forensic science.
That's what we're doing today.
Yes, it
Forensic
is.
science, that's the most popular. And others, what topics?
We have a 5-day science camp where they get to do 5 different topics.
Okay.
A different science topic every day. One of those is forensic science. And then we have a 3-day STEM camp.
Oh, STEM. Yeah, people
Yes.
love STEM.
With Teach Me Automation.
So when you do the science camps, do you do a bit of biology and astronomy and chemistry?
We do. So
and-
this summer we're actually doing physical science, and the kids are going to zip line, so that'll be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Okay. So they can find out all about that. And
Yes.
these are offered during June and July.
June and July.
Okay. The forensics one, you're going to give us a little introduction.
I am. So we're going to just talk a little bit about what kids can learn this summer in our forensic science 5-day camp, as well as our 5-day science camp, where we do spend one of those days on forensic science. One of the topics that is the kids' favorite is fingerprinting. So I thought it'd be a lot of fun today, because I've never looked at your fingerprints, Ken. So I kind of wanted to take a look at them and see what patterns you have.
They're unique in the world?
I do know that.
You do know that?
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you know nobody else has fingerprints like me?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. You're a forensic scientist, actually.
Yes, I was a fingerprint expert, so
Yeah.
still
Okay,
am.
okay.
So
Hey,
yes.
wait a minute. What do you got ink and a roll here for? Because don't you these days just have computers and put your hands on
Well,
them?
we don't have anything that fancy here at the
Oh,
Creation
okay.
Museum, so we're going to do it old school, if that's okay.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to start with preparing the ink pad, and the kids will learn how to do this summer. And then we're going
Are
to
my
put
hands
your...
going to get dirty?
They are, but it is... It may be on you for the rest of the day, but it'll eventually wash off. It's okay.
Okay.
You can handle it, right?
All right.
Okay. All right. So the kids are going to learn that they have unique fingerprints, that all 10 of their fingerprints are completely different from one another. Those 10 fingerprints are completely different from their 10 toes. So God actually gave everyone 20 unique fingerprints.
You're not toe printing me today.
We're not going to print your toes today,
good,
no.
Good. All right.
But it's pretty amazing to think about that every single person has 20 unique prints, unlike anyone who's lived in the past, is living in the present, or going to be born in the future.
Everyone is unique.
Every single one is different.
So you
in
do
some
this
way.
with the kids at these forensic camps?
We do. So
Okay.
they learn not only how to fingerprint correctly, but also how to identify
So I can
their
pretend I'm a kid
fingerprints.
at your forensic camp
You
now?
can. Now, the
Okay.
first thing, the first thing that's very important is that you relax.
I don't hold hands with
Here.
any other woman
Yeah,
except
you're
my
gonna
wife.
turn
Did you know
straight.
that?
So it's very important that you relax and do not help me, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So you just want to totally relax. And so we want to always start with the thumb, and then we're going to move to the other
Boy,
fingers.
you can tell she's done this before.
Here, relax.
Dana, have you been fingerprinted?
She has.
I have.
I'm trying to relax my finger.
You're not very relaxed, but I'm dealing with it, so it's okay.
Am I tense?
I have fingerprinted difficult people before, so it's okay. All right, so now we're going to do your left hand real quick, because
Oh, we're
remember,
doing that again?
all 10 are different,
Look
so
at this. Look at this. Look at this. What am I?
we need to take a look at all 10. So let's look at this hand.
Okay, I'm trying to relax.
Yeah, try to relax.
Is that better?
That's better.
I'm just letting my hand flop.
Your fingerprints are really not in bad shape for your age.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think that's a compliment.
It is. All right, and so then the last thing that we
Right.
always do is we take what's
Do
called
the
a
fingerprints
clean.
wear out like the rest of your body wears out?
Your ridges can wear down. Put all fingers out together, straight. Thank
Yeah.
you. Your ridges can wear down, and so sometimes, especially if people, do woodworking or are in water a lot, like healthcare professionals,
Yeah.
their ridges can get worn down, and it gets a little more difficult to see their prints. But sometimes lotion, or if they stop doing what they're doing, the ridges can heal back a little bit. But the older we get, there can be, some impairment on the ridges and the ability to see this. But you're
So-
actually in great shape.
So what you're saying is I'm sort of perfect like Adam?
Well, you haven't done as much manual work with your hands, so they're in pretty good shape. See?
Okay.
No, so-
Because I'm a teacher.
Right. So you've
That's what I do.
right. So there is somewhere, but it's not too bad. All
Okay.
right. So we're going to stick into this document camera
Help.
so everyone can see a little bit up close
Look
here.
what's happened.
And let's see what you have today.
Okay.
So you do have whorls.
Worlds.
Yes. So you have a whorl here, and you have a whorl on this second finger here, and we can tell that because it swirls around and around like this.
So they're called whirl
So
fingerprints?
They are called whorls. W-H-O-R-L.
H-O-R-L. Whirl. How many different types of fingerprints
And
are
this
there?
one is a whorl as well. There are 3 different types. So Dr. Sneed, if you want to click over to that 3 types real quick, you're going to see here that we have loops, whorls, and arches. Loops are the most common type of fingerprint.
Okay.
And so you actually,
So I'm not as common.
this is pretty common.
Oh,
So
okay.
you have all 4 whorls, and then you have 1 loop here, and you have
4 whirls and a loop.
Oh, interesting.
I have 4 whirls and a loop.
So your most unique fingerprint, I'm going to put this up here. Can we switch back to the camera real quick? Your most rare fingerprint, I would say, of the 10 is this one right here.
Yeah.
It's called a radial loop. So
What's that mean?
It means that the ridges are flowing towards your radius bone in your arm. And that is a little more uncommon. It's more common for our ridges to flow towards our ulna bone on the outside. But you happen to have one right here. So of all 10, this would be your rarest fingerprint.
Which finger is that again?
That is your left index. This one.
I'm going to have to look after that.
Yes, that's your special one. But you do have several whorls. But sadly, Ken, I don't see a smiley face.
I don't
In
have
the
a smiley
middle,
face?
you don't. Some people do.
Really?
I've actually seen fingerprints where there is a smiley face in the middle of the whorl. But you don't have one. But if the kids who are watching this video, if they want to take a close look, they
Yeah.
may actually see 2 eyes and a smile.
Is that right?
Yes, it's a real thing. I've seen a few of them.
What sort of fingerprints do you have?
I have 8 loops and 2 arches. So I actually have 2 of the rare 5%, which you don't have. You don't have any arches at all.
Okay.
But you have whorls and you have loops. And since all 10 are different, people can have one of one type, or they can have a mix of all 3 different types of fingerprints.
I would have thought if you have whorls, they're all whorls, but that's not the way
No,
it is.
it's not the case at all. And then your toes are different as well. So you can have a mix of these 3 different types.
Oh.
We're not going to print your feet today, though. But what's important to realize is even if you have all loops, let's say
Mm-hmm.
you have all 10 ulnar loops, each one, though, is still unique and unlike any ulnar loop of anyone who has ever existed, because God has given you that unique gift.
Isn't that amazing?
It's pretty amazing.
We're all unique.
We are.
Made
Unique
in
our
God's
fingerprints.
image.
Made in His image.
Do
Fearfully and wonderfully made.
apes have
They do.
digit prints? What do you call
They
them?
do. They are digit prints, and primates do have those as well. They have friction-rich skin, as we call it, and they do have unique fingerprints. No 2 primates have the same fingerprints. All 10 of their digits are distinctly different as well. Evolutionists would like to say that's evidence that we have descended from a common ancestor, but that is just not the case. What we do when we look at their ridges on a, like we say, microscopic levels, their ridges are thinner than human, and therefore they have more of them in the same surface area. It's a little technical, but primates have about 22 ridges per centimeter, whereas humans have about 11.
So in other words, they're very different in many ways.
Right. There you can look at a primate and human and be able to tell the difference,
You can
even
say-
though they have the same 3 pattern types. And
interesting.
God gave them unique identity as well, because God loves His creation, right? The Bible tells
Isn't
us
it
that.
amazing? It's just like you can look at an ape skull and a human skull, and you can tell this is obviously ape. So you can look at an ape digit print and a human print, so this is
Exactly.
obviously ape. Can I
Interestingly,
have a
the
look
one
at yours
you
just
can't...
to see if you're ape or human?
Oh,
Oh, that's obviously human.
I was going to say, mine are worn out. You probably can't see mine.
So you do this with the kids at
We
Forensic
do,
Camp?
yes. So we fingerprint. They'll
Yeah.
learn how to classify their patterns. They're
Yeah.
also going to learn about the little details that make their fingerprint patterns unique. Because even though there's only 3 pattern types, we have billions of people. So
So-
what makes their prints unique? And that's what they learn, is how to look at the details.
So we do all this in just a few minutes.
Yes.
How do you string this out over a day or 5-day camp?
Oh, we share a lot more information,
Oh,
yes. And of
okay.
course, in our forensic camp, we're going to be talking about DNA, and they're going to learn how to make a DNA fingerprint. They're going to be doing fiber and hair microscopy, and they're going to see how we can look at a single animal fur and know exactly what animal kind it came from, because there are distinct patterns between animal kind, which is exactly what
Okay,
Genesis
so
chapter
forensics
1
is
says.
not just about fingerprints.
No, it is not.
It's a lot more.
encompasses a lot
Oh,
more.
it encompasses a lot of other
They'll
things.
learn how to process a crime scene. They're going to learn about computer forensics as well, document examination, handwriting analysis.
Sounds fascinating.
It is fascinating.
No wonder this is the most, forensics
It
most
is very
popular.
popular. Mhm.
Yeah.
They get a canine presentation as well in the camp.
Do they get the zip line?
Not in forensic science camp, they don't.
They do on one of the
But
others.
they do solve a big case on the last day.
Oh, okay.
So
Like
we-
Sherlock Holmes?
Yeah, like Sherlock Holmes.
Okay.
So we've been working on that case for
Do
a
they,
couple months.
do they
right,
all
Dr.
get a
Sneed?
magnifying glass?
They do. Well, not to take home, but they get one to use.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
But not a pipe.
No,
Like
not,
Sherlock
no,
Holmes.
not a pipe. No, definitely not. So, in our
I'm just trying to sort this out, just trying to understand it all.
So in our forensic science, during that 5-day science camp week, we will be learning about fingerprints. We won't have time to cover all the different disciplines we do in a 5-day forensic science camp, but we will be focusing on some of these fun aspects.
You
of
don't
forensic
toe print
science.
them either?
We do not toe print.
No toe print. No toe prints.
Don't worry, no toe prints. No.
Okay. So, well, this is absolutely fascinating. You know what? I need to come to one of these camps.
You would have a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I can show people.
And now that we have your
Was one of them.
fingerprints, you
I
could
think
be
it was this
one of
one.
our suspects.
Was it that one?
Your left index, yes.
Yeah, that's it.
That is your
you-
rarest one.
That's my rarest fingerprint
It is
right
a
there.
radial loop.
Look at that. Look, and the black brings out the beauty of it. What'd you say it was
You
again?
know why it does? Because
Why?
our friction-rich skin rolls like mountains and valleys. So the ink adheres to the mountain peaks, and that's why you can see your fingerprint. It's unlike most of the skin on your body.
So if we could get down small enough, like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and get right down, and
it would look like
we'd be
you're
climbing
rolling,
mountains and valleys.
Yes, you'd be rolling like mountains and valleys.
Oh,
Yeah,
how about that?
absolutely.
That
Mhm.
is really fascinating.
That's why you can apply ink and see that pattern you see there.
How
It's
do I
not like
get,
the skin you have here.
how do I get this off my hands?
You're going to have to use some soap, and it may take a couple washes.
Okay.
But it is washable. It's non-toxic, so don't worry.
Okay, so if I happen to lick my fingers, it's okay.
I wouldn't recommend that.
You wouldn't recommend
No,
that?
no.
Okay. These are going to be fantastic. So tell people a bit more about the day camps and where to go for the information. They're in June and July. They need to check the websites for the dates.
Yes, go to our website.
There's different ones at the Ark, at the Creation Museum, different camps. These are incredible for kids.
Yes.
And Dana, you're involved in doing this too. You're helping Dr. Rivera.
Yes, and these are one of the most exciting things we do all year. I look forward to camps because they are just hands-on. They are very interactive. The kids have a blast. And because we get to interact with them for 3 days or 5 days, depending on the camp, we really get to know the kids and we really get to see them learning. And it's really a joy to see them just understanding, exploring God's amazing creation and just seeing His handiwork in all these things.
And we have this science lab here at the Creation Museum. We have an even bigger lab and even
Yes, we do.
more sophisticated, actually, at the Ark Encounter at the Answer Centre there. So give us a bit of an overview then of all the camps.
Yes, so we have 2 5-day science camps where we're going to be doing physical science. We're going to be covering environmental science from a biblical worldview with our new environmental scientists that we have on staff. We're also going to be talking about zoology, and they're going to get a tour of our zoo with our amazing zoo staff at the Ark and here at the Creation Museum. And we also are going to be covering forensic science, as I said, in our 5-day science camp. And we're going to be talking about fossils, which are really important, right, and how they, confirm what we read in the Bible about the global flood. And then we have our 5-day forensic science camp where we're covering, I would say, probably about almost 20 different forensic science disciplines in that week. And then we have a 3-day STEM camp with Teach Me Automation. And you can learn more about them on our website. And they also have a Facebook page where they're going to be teaching the kids all about electronics and how to program things. And they have a really fun activity that they do on the last day.
So let me ask you some questions here, because there are parents that come from all over America, different states.
Yes.
And they'll come in here and stay for the week, and their kids go to these programs, right? So do they get any special discounts to go to the Ark and the Creation Museum?
There is no discount for parents, but we do have that amazing Hopper Pass now
Right.
that allows them to...
Well, actually, it's called a Bouncer Pass.
Sorry, Bouncer Pass.
Yeah,
That's right.
don't-
Bouncer Pass.
We're not,
I forgot.
we're better than Disney.
We're better,
We're better than
exactly.
Disney. We have a
The
Bouncer
Bouncer
Pass.
Pass.
This is what, you can have a 3-day Bouncer Pass, and over a 7-day period, bounce back and forward to the Ark, the Creation Museum, as much as you want. But we also have an annual Bouncer Pass,
Yes.
which is also incredible value. And that includes parking and unlimited visits to the Ark and the Creation Museum for 12 months. And then you can not only, for the whole week you're here, go back and forth, but come back and for the Christmas programs and other programs and the 40 days and nights of gospel music at the Ark and all sorts of other special events we do. That's an incredible deal too.
But I will say the parents do get to have access to the grounds while they're here for camp. So you drop your child off for camp, and then you are allowed to walk around the gardens here at the Creation Museum. You're allowed to eat in Noah's Cafe. So it does give you access to at least stay on site during the day, and that includes the Ark Encounter as well.
Okay. So go to arkencounter.com, creationmuseum.org. So now what do we do?
There's one more thing, Ken, we need to do. Because now that I have your fingerprints,
Yeah.
Dr. Sneed and I are thinking you could maybe be one of our suspects for camp one summer. So the last thing we need to do is we
okay.
need to take your mug shot.
Oh dear.
So we're going to have you walk back here while
You know
Dr.
what?
Sneed takes that.
If you do this, the atheists will probably think it's true.
They might.
Or they'll hope it's true.
They'll hope it's true.
Yeah, that I was arrested. So where am I going to go?
You're going to go stand against that wall.
Okay, stand against this wall. Okay, now it's a mug shot, so I don't want to look happy.
Right, no smiles.
Okay, so where do I put this? Here?
Perfect. All right, now step to the side, or turn to the side,
Oh, this way?
but hold the paper so that I can see it.
Like that?
That'll work.
Now the other side?
Yes, let's do the other side.
Here, hold it like that. Put your arm like this. Yep, and then hold it like there. You go. Now look this way.
Oh, I've got to do it properly. Wow. You can tell you processed a lot of people in your time.
I didn't take the photo.
Okay, how about one like this? Oh! Should we do that?
Sure.
Oh! Okay.
I think you'd be a perfect suspect for one of our camps. The kids would really enjoy that.
Okay. I'll be the suspect. Is he the bad guy? Or is he not the bad guy? By the way, at the Creation Museum, This is a great place for mums and dads and boys and girls. Do you know why I said it that way? Have a guess why I said it that way.
I don't know.
So actually, as an Australian, I said mum. It should be
I
mom.
picked
Okay,
up that,
moms and dads and boys and girls. Why am I emphasising that? Because there's only two genders,
Oh, exactly.
male and
right,
female. And you got places.
That was so obvious to me. I didn't read that
Oh,
deep
you got
into
places
it,
like
yes.
Disney that say they're getting rid of their greetings for boys
Exactly.
and girls, and mum, they're just saying people or friends or whatever. Actually, if they believe in evolution, they shouldn't even say people. They should say animals. Welcome, animals.
True.
I tell you what, isn't it great to have facilities like the Creation Museum and the
Yes.
Ark, where people can come, family-friendly, God-honouring.
Biblical worldview and everything we do.
Biblical worldview. We're raising up generations of kids, helping parents to raise their kids. What an awesome opportunity. Make sure you check out all these day camps, the STEM camp, the forensic camp, the other camps, and bring them and raise them up to have the right foundation. Unique in the world. Doesn't matter where you live, come into the area. Plenty of hotels in the area. In fact, on our website, answers the Ark Encounter Creation Museum, we have a list of hotels there that we recommend, and you can check them out. So encourage people to do that. Anything else you want to say, Dr.
No,
Rivera?
just don't miss out on this amazing opportunity. Forensic Science is already half full, so I expect it to fill up this summer. So definitely register soon at creationmuseum.org. Click on that education tab, or you can go to Ark Encounter and click on the education tab as well.
Now, if I'm a suspect during this camp, do I have to come down here and act like a bad guy or something?
You do. The kids will get to interview you.
Oh, wow. That's going to be interesting.
That's
Can you
one of the fun
imagine them
parts of camp.
interviewing me? That's
They
going to
would
be
have a lot
interesting,
of
isn't it?
fun. They would have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, they will. We'll have a lot. It's going to be really fantastic. So they can interview me at this camp
They could,
as a suspect,
if you're available.
if I'm available. Okay. Hopefully I'm available. All right, there we are. This was a lot of fun. Now I need to clean my hands.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I need
Don't
some,
touch
I need,
anything.
I need some soap
Don't touch
and
your
water.
face.
I need some soap and water. What do you think, Dana?
I'll get you some soap.
Okay. See you here at the Creation Museum in the Ark Encounter.